This assignment is really asking you to do three things. First of all, it's asking you to pick two media texts that feature the same cultural group. Then it's asking you to discuss the underlying ideology of how each text represents that group. So it's asking you to draw on your textual analysis skills, to draw on semiotics from the first half of the unit, to draw on the ideological approaches to studying media from the second half of the unit and analyze your texts using those tools. So if you go back to the online module on media ideology and culture, we identified three key aspects for unpacking the ideology of a media text, of any media text, or three questions that you can ask. And those questions are on the right-hand side in green. So when you're analyzing the text in terms of the underlying ideology, keep those three questions in mind because they will really help you draw out everything that you need to include in your assignment. The third thing that we're asking you to do is to discuss how media representations of your cultural group have changed over time. Now, or perhaps haven't changed over time. Now, there are two ways to do this. First way is to include a historical and a contemporary example. So you can include an old text, an older text, and a more recent text, and use the similarities and differences to compare and contrast and discuss how representations of your cultural group have or haven't changed over time. The second way to do that, the second way to discuss how media representations of your cultural group have changed over time, is to draw on other people's research. So you might have chosen two texts from around about the same time period, and that's fine. But what you then need to do is look at what other people have said about how the media representation of your cultural group has changed over time and compare and contrast based on that research evidence.